Oof, man, stocks were not pretty today. Let's just say that. We were down across the board. The S&P and QQQ, the Nasdaq 100, they each went down 0.9%. The Dow went down 1.2 and the Russell 2000 went down almost 2% as the VIX, the volatility index, went up 13%. And guys, look, the VIX is pushing the mid 20s right now. We're heading into Nvidia's earnings on Wednesday, and the $1 million question right now is whether or not Nvidia can actually save the stock market. Because look, man, this entire month, no joke, pull the charts up on SPY, we've been down the entire month. All of November, we've been downtrending. So will Nvidia spark the rally that the market needs? Let's break down what to expect, the charts, what I'm looking to do, and we'll run over the indices as, again, we had a rough day today. So look, man, Nvidia went down 2% on the day. We went down from 212, which is the all-time high. That was on the 29th of October. So we've been down, again, all month, right? So from 212 down to about, 186. We're now down into earnings 12%. So with today's red day, we're officially in not a bear market, but we're officially in correction territory. So this is actually setting up quite nicely if Nvidia beats these numbers and reports great numbers, guidance, and so forth, which we'll talk more about in a couple of minutes here. So this is actually a nice pullback, great setup, again, for a beat, for an Nvidia upswing. And yeah, man, I think if they crush guidance, revenue, EPS, kind of, gives us some positive sentiment and the market takes a breather, right? The AI trades not over. We get some confirmation about that. I think the market will bounce back aggressively. I think Nvidia will see a big breakout. And honestly, we could be going for that next leg up because, I know some of you guys don't really love charts, technical analysis, but look at what happened here back in the middle of October. Middle of October, we went down from 193.4-ish down to about 177. The stock saw a pretty big drawdown, about 8-9%, similar to this drawdown, and it got into a wedge. You guys see it here. We were making lower highs, higher lows, and then we started to rip out here. And I'm not exactly sure what the catalyst was here about a month ago, but we went from 175, 180 all the way to 212, right? We got a big catalyst. But listen, similar setup here is what I'm getting at on the charts, right? Wedge, lower highs, higher lows, heading into these earnings. We're now down 12%. And look, if the earnings are just awful, right? If we get confirmation, or not confirmation, but if we get, let's say, growth is slowing down a lot more than expected, or, this number comes here where it should have been there, right? Whatever. You know how this goes. This could slip. The reality is this could cause the market to panic even more. But at this point, it has to save the market. We're down to a 17 on the fear greed index, right? We're pretty much, a lot of these high beta, high growth stocks, you know it if you're in them, a lot of these are just getting wrecked right now. And it's like, what is the real fundamental backing of this pullback? Is there a serious risk of a market collapse, a market, a Great Depression on the horizon? Not really. Yeah, the labor market's a little rocky. We didn't get much government data, specific data in October from the government shutdown, but the government's open now. So I just think this sell-off, the Michael Burry thing, right? I just think the sell-off's a little overblown, and I'm buying the dip. I'm buying the dip. Maybe not necessarily an Nvidia stock. I thought about it. I'll be honest. I thought about it, but I'm up so much already. It's like, and I built out the position. I was buying like a madman months ago. So it's like, I'm letting it ride now. But in other stocks that I own, I'm buying the dip. I'm buying the dip on ETFs. It's a no-brainer for me at this point, because again, I don't see a huge, massive risk, big reason why the market is selling off. I just think it needed a sell-off. The AI trade got a little too hot. Michael Burry came in right at the peak with that news, kind of caused, max pain, right? it's all about timing, and panic selling now just doesn't make sense. And even not even panic selling, but I don't know, just it just makes sense for me to hold on. I don't know. What do you guys think? I just don't think the trade's over yet. And when it comes to their earnings, let's switch gears here a little bit from the charts. We can see analyst consensus. Let's see. They expect Nvidia to report earnings per share of around $1.25, right? And revenue of approximately $55 billion. And if my memory serves me right, I believe their revenue is expected to grow about 55%, give or take, year over year. So that's the expectation, $1.25 EPS on $55 billion of revenue. And this earnings announcement, again, is coming out on Wednesday. I'm not sure. I mean, I've mentioned it, right? You guys should know that. Oh, yeah, but here, it looks like, okay, it says it right here. Consensus revenue estimate. It said it right here before I even read it. It says here the increase is more than 55% year over year. That's the expectation on the top line growth. And their data center dominance is expected to remain, right? The key thing. They're the dominant player. A significant portion of the expected revenue is around $49.3 billion. It's coming from the company's data center business. Obviously, we all know that. And the report is going to be, it says here, AI industry indicator. The report is seen as a key indicator of the health of the broader AI trend, given NVIDIA's central role in the AI hardware market. So, yeah, man. Big day coming up. And this is actually Google Finance's, beta platform. And they don't sponsor me. Well, I guess, I mean, they did invite me out and some other creators to Google in New York. They showed us, the new platform, the new AI features. It's freaking awesome, man. I don't get paid, from Google. That would be sick. Well, I guess technically I do from YouTube. Got to put that out there. I do technically make a little money from YouTube or from Google, right? From the YouTube ads. But man, this platform here is sick. I could just type in anything. I could be like the AI. It's got a built-in AI here. You can be like, give me the bull and bear case for Nvidia, right? And it's just going to break it down for me. You could be like, when the earnings come out, you can say, oh, break it down for me, watch it. You can listen to the earnings in real time. And look, it gives you the bull bear case, right? So when it comes to, Google finance platforms, AI, Google is coming, guys. Get ready. A lot's coming, and it already has a lot of cool features. So, yeah, I don't get paid to say that. But, again, they did invite me out. They invited some other creators out. It was an awesome experience. Shout out to Google. And, you know me, guys, right? You know me. I'm a Google fanboy. I don't know how long you've been watching me, but I've been on YouTube for years, man. I started this channel in 2017. I've owned Google stock for years on years on years. So it's not like this is out of the ordinary, right? I love Google. Their platforms are awesome. And this finance tool is pretty awesome. So go check it out. Again, they don't pay me, but they flew me out. Or they didn't fly me out. I live in New Jersey. So I drove out, but they put me up in a hotel. It was a great experience. Shout out to Google. And go check out their platform. Again, not paid to say that, but it's genuinely phenomenal. Finance platform, and they're putting more time into it, more money into it. They're rolling out new features, and Yahoo Finance better buckle up. I think Google's gonna steal their freaking lunch, and a bunch of other companies, right? I don't know why I said Yahoo Finance. I just use Yahoo Finance because I've been on that platform too for a while. But I think Google's gonna get ahead of the curve and crush Yahoo Finance. Stay tuned, right? So, yeah, right. That turned into a Google video, kinda. It's not a Google video, guys. It's Nvidia, and I guess Google, I guess they are tied in a little bit there because you guys remember when Google reported earnings last time. I believe they increased their capex. They're spending way more on AI infrastructure chips. That caused their stock to go up. That caused Nvidia to go up. Let's see, man. It's all coming down to Wednesday. Their earnings after the bell, and I am freaking excited. And I have a lot on the line here. Not that if Nvidia tanks, I'm going to be homeless, right? I've structured my portfolio to where that's not going to happen, right, guys? But I do have. I mean, hey, it's my biggest. Yeah, at this point, it's between Nvidia and Google. It flips sometimes, but depending on performance, right? Now it might be Google again. But Google, Nvidia, they're in my top stocks, right? My top holdings. Nvidia was the number one for a while when it was trading, high up here where it was. But now that Google's ripping, now that Buffett bought Google, yeah, Google might be number one again. But either way, I do have some, a good amount of money riding on Nvidia, man, and I'm excited. What do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Hit the like button, subscribe, join the Patreon for my Patreon portfolio updates, the Discord, the whole 9 yards, guys, on Patreon. Link down below, pinned in the comments as well. I'll see you guys there. Have a great rest of your day.